Now let us see some vectorized string operations. First we'll take the movies table, which has movie ID, the title and the genre of the movie. Now we have seen that these genres are given, each movie belongs to multiple genres. Now, if we want to split these genres into multiple columns, we can do that by using the split method. In this case, on the movies table, in the movies table, on the genres column, we take the string split operation, and wherever it encounters a pipe symbol, because all these genres, we can observe that they are separated by a pipe symbol. Now, that string has to be split at the pipe symbol. So we take the pipe symbol as the split point. So split wherever it encounters a pipe symbol and make the expansion to true. Expand equal to true means the original table itself will be embedded with these partition values. When you execute this and see the first 10 data points, we can observe that all the genres are split, and we can also notice that there are at most 10 genres that are given to a movie. That is why it has reserved 10 different columns for the genres. Though some movies have only single genre, some movies have three genres, some movies have two genres, we can notice that at most it has used 10 columns to embed these partition genres, because one movie or some of the movies have been given at most 9 genres for that movie's categorization. That is why we are getting here 9 columns. So for the first movie, the genres we have are only 5, and rest of the columns are embedded with none. In the second movie, we have only 3 genres, and the rest of the columns are embedded with none. Now, if we want to add new column for comedy genre flag, means if you wanted to get the column name itself as comedy, then we can do this operation. On the movies table, genres column, if the string contains comedy, that you are placing that value into movie genres table by taking a new column is comedy. When you execute this and get the first 10 data points, you can see that is comedy column is attached to this movie genres table, and under this, if the movie contains comedy genre, it will be embedded with true. Here in the second movie case, it doesn't have the genre comedy, so is comedy column is embedded with false. In this case, the first genre itself is comedy, so is comedy column is embedded with true. This is how we can create new columns by basing our query on the genres of the movie. Now, if we want to extract the year, we can see, let me add a cell and show you. Here we can see along with the title, the movie released year is also attached, because there are movies with repetition of the titles. And in order to show the differentiation between them, this title is added with the year in which that movie was released. Now, if you wanted to base some queries on the year in which the movie is released, in such cases, you can extract the year separately from this string by using some regular expressions. Wherever you encounter a year, that has to be extracted separately. So here we are creating from in this movies table, we are creating a new column year, and we are trying to extract the year from the title and store it separately in a column called year. Now on this movies table, on the title column, from the string, we are extracting whatever is embedded within this brackets. So the bracket may be preceded by anything and it can be succeeded by anything, but we are interested only in whatever is enclosed in the brackets. So this whatever is enclosed in this circular brackets, that we are trying to extract, and we are keeping the expansion as true, so that the original table itself will be changed. So when we take expand equal to true, the original data frame stands changed. The changes will be reflected in the original data frame itself. When you execute this and take the last 5 data points, we can see that it contains now the movie ID, title, genre, along with the year in which it is released, because we have extracted it from the title and saving it as a separate column. Now, another important operation is parsing the timestamps. We have seen that whenever some user gives a rating, it has been added in the form of a timestamp, and this timestamp is calculated from 1970 Jan 1 till current date when the rating is given in the form of milliseconds. So as it is in its raw form, we can't analyze or we can't get any valuable information by analyzing these timestamps in milliseconds. So we have to parse it into a meaningful date and time. We are trying to do that in this part. Now we can see in this case, in the tags table, we are getting the data types of all the values under those columns. Under user ID, we have some integer values. Under movie ID, again integer values. Though they are integer values, they are not actually used in their numerical sense. They are just used to identify the data points uniquely. Now in the tag, we have an object, and timestamp is again an integer. This timestamp contains the data in the form of milliseconds. So it is taken in the form of integer. Now we have to convert it into a meaningful date and time. Unix, we can use Unix time, POSIX time, or epoch time records. This actually records time in seconds. Since midnight, coordinated universal time, we generally call it as UTC of January 1, 1970. So any data that is captured in the form of a timestamp is calculated in terms of milliseconds from this date to the current date where the data point is being, when the data point is being captured. Okay, UTC stands for Coordinated Universal Time. Now, let us see what are the values we have in tags table: user ID, movie ID, values, tag, and timestamp values. Now, I have reloaded the table. You have to remember this, because we have already deleted timestamp from the tags table and we have performed our analysis. But if we wanted to perform our analysis based on this timestamp itself, just we have to reload it once again so that we get the actual original values in the tags table. Now we have from this timestamp, we are taking the timestamp column. From this tags table, we are taking the timestamp column and we are creating a new column in this tags table as parse time. This parse time column, the new column that we are creating under the tags table, this parse time will now contain a meaningful date and time based on which we can frame our further queries. So how to parse this? We need to use toDateTime method of Pandas library. Pandas library has a method called as toDateTime, which will take the original timestamp and convert it into valid date and time. So we are using PD Panda libraries toDateTime method, and we are applying this operation on the values under the column timestamp that belongs to tags table. Okay, so we are taking the timestamp column from the tags table and we are converting it into a valid date and time by giving the unit as a standard units. When you execute this and see what is the data type that is attached to this parse time, we can see some standard units of date and time that has been given. Now, when you take the values, when you see the values of this tags table, you can see the parse time column that is newly created, and we can see that this timestamp in milliseconds. You can notice here that the timestamp column has values in milliseconds, and this is now parsed into a meaningful date and time. The date is 29th Jan 2006 and the time is at 12 o'clock 29 minutes 30 seconds. At this point of time on this date, this particular tag has been given by the user for this movie, right? That is the actual parsing we are performing on this timestamp. This timestamp as it is doesn't give us any meaningful information, but once we perform the conversion to date and time, then we have some meaningful date and time values on which we can base our operations. Now in this case you can see we are creating a filter on the tags tables parse time column now, and this filter extracts all the values that are greater than values given on February 1st, 2015. So all the ratings, all the tags given after this particular day, they will be extracted into greater than table. Now, when we take this greater than table and apply it to tags, this is a filter, I'm sorry, this is a filter. Now, on this tags parse time column, we are applying a filter such that all the values should be greater than this value. Means all the tags given that you are interested to filter out should be given after this particular date. Now this values you are taking into the filter greater than T and you are applying that filter on the tags table and taking the resulting data points into selected rows object. Now when you take tags.shape and selected rows.shape and see, originally there are 1296 data points with 5 columns, but when you applied this filter, if you wanted tags given only after this date, that is February 1st 2015, now there are 435 such data points with 5 columns above this date. Tags are given after this date. 435 such tags are given, means 435 users have given such tags after this particular date. Now when you wanted to see those values, you can give this command, sort the values by parse date. Okay, after applying if you wanted to sort the values in the tags table, yes, if you wanted to sort the table values in the tags table with respect to parse time, so that when the rating is given, if you wanted to when the tag is provided for the movie by the user, if you wanted to sort them in a chronological order, you can do that by basing your sort values method on the parse time column. So you're taking the parse time column of the tags table and you're sorting them in a chronological order, and in which order you want it in an ascending order, ascending equal to true, and get the 10 data points, 10 data points that are taken. Now we can see in this result, according to the parse time, you can see all the dates. You can observe all the dates here, that all these dates are greater than this date that is given in the filter, right? All the tags given to the movies by the users after a particular date are arranged in chronological order in an ascending manner. So these are the details that are obtained by basing our query on this parse time column that we newly created by passing the timestamp value, raw timestamp value, so that we can get more meaningful results by basing our queries on this parse time column.